Milei is a controversial figure who has proposed radical economic policies that could have serious consequences for democracy, diversity, equality, healthcare access, education quality, and social welfare in Argentina and beyond. In this video, I will review some of his main ideas and how they affect human rights in Argentina and beyond. So let's get started with the video. Javier Milei is a controversial and influential figure who has proposed radical changes to the economy, security, foreign policy, and human rights of Argentina. He is the president-elect of Argentina, who won the 2023 election with a landslide victory over the incumbent Cristina Fernández de Kirchner. His main economic proposal is to dollarize the economy and abolish the central bank, which would mean replacing the Argentine peso with the US dollar as the official currency and giving up the monetary policy autonomy of the country. In this article, we will examine Milei's plan in terms of its feasibility, desirability, and potential impacts on Argentina's development and well-being. Milei's economic philosophy is based on the Austrian School of Economics and takes a critical stance against Keynesian economics. He draws his inspiration from thinkers like Adam Smith, Murray Rothbard, Friedrich Hayek, Milton Friedman, and Juan Bautista Alberti. He proposes to adopt the US dollar as the official currency of Argentina, arguing that this would reduce inflation, stabilize exchange rates, and restore credibility in international markets. He also proposes to eliminate the Central Bank of Argentina and its functions, claiming that it is the enemy of wealth and the main culprit of Argentina's economic woes. Javier Milei's plan to dollarize the economy and abolish the central bank has sparked a heated debate among economists, politicians, and the public. What are the benefits and drawbacks of this proposal for Argentina's trade, inflation, fiscal discipline, and monetary policy? How does it compare with other countries that have adopted or attempted dollarization, such as Panama and Ecuador? What are the challenges and risks that Milei faces in implementing his plan, such as obtaining US dollars from the IMF or other sources, maintaining exchange rate stability, and avoiding capital flight? Benefits and drawbacks of dollarization. One of the main benefits of dollarization is that it could reduce inflation expectations and improve macroeconomic stability. By adopting the US dollar as the official currency, Argentina would eliminate the possibility of printing money to finance fiscal deficits or devaluing the currency to gain competitiveness. This would lower the risk premium and the cost of borrowing for the government and the private sector. It would also increase transparency and accountability in public finances by eliminating fiscal illusions or creative accounting. Moreover, dollarization could enhance international integration and cooperation by aligning with global standards and norms. However, dollarization also entails significant costs and trade-offs. It would reduce Argentina's fiscal space and flexibility to respond to economic shocks or pursue structural reforms. It would also limit its ability to use monetary policy as a tool for stabilizing prices or stimulating demand. Moreover, dollarization would not necessarily solve Argentina's inflation problem or restore its credibility in international markets. It could also create new problems, such as capital flight or currency speculation that could erode its financial stability. Furthermore, dollarization would not address the underlying causes of Argentina's economic woes, such as corruption, mismanagement, inequality, or external imbalances. Challenges and risks of implementing dollarization. Milei faces no easy path to implement his plan for dollarization. He needs to overcome several obstacles and uncertainties, such as obtaining US dollars from the IMF or other sources. Argentina's central bank has insufficient dollar reserves to match the monetary base. The creation of money, dollar deposits, by domestic banks needs M0 to be dollar-denominated. Proposing dollarization under current conditions would require a selective default of domestic currency liabilities, a brutal devaluation, and slash or unilateral conversion of public deposits. None of these are emphasized by those who have made dollarization proposals. 1. Milei could seek external financing from the IMF or other creditors, but this would entail strict conditionality and supervision that could limit his policy autonomy and popularity. Maintaining exchange rate stability. Dollarization would expose Argentina to external shocks and fluctuations in exchange rates that could affect its trade balance and inflation rate. Argentina has a relatively open and diversified economy, but also a history of recurrent balance of payments crises and external debt defaults. Dollarization would make it harder to adjust to changes in the terms of trade, the demand for exports, or the availability of foreign financing. It would also make it more dependent on the monetary policy of the U.S. Federal Reserve, which may not suit its domestic needs or preferences. Avoiding capital flight. Dollarization would require a high level of trust and confidence in the U.S. dollar among Argentines, which could be undermined by political instability or social unrest. Argentina has experienced several episodes of capital flight and bank runs in the past, especially during periods of economic turmoil or uncertainty. Dollarization could provoke resistance or backlash from those who oppose it for ideological or political reasons. It could also increase inequality and poverty by benefiting only those who have access to dollars, while excluding those who do not. Now let's talk about security. Javier Milei's plan to dollarize the economy and abolish the central bank is not the only controversial aspect of his agenda. He also has a radical vision for security, which he considers one of the main functions of the state. What are Milei's views on crime prevention and law enforcement? What are his proposals to reduce the minimum age of legal responsibility, ban entry of foreigners with criminal records, deregulate firearms market, equip security forces with technology, and adopt zero-tolerance policy against crime? What are the potential impacts of these proposals on public safety, human rights, social justice, and international relations? Milei's views on crime prevention and law enforcement. Milei believes that crime is a result of a lack of respect for individual rights and property, and that the state has failed to protect them. He blames the current government for being soft on crime and corruption, and for allowing the infiltration of organized crime and drug trafficking in the country. He also criticizes the judicial system for being slow, inefficient, and politicized, and for granting impunity to criminals too. He argues that the solution is to restore the rule of law and the authority of the security forces, and to empower citizens to defend themselves and their property. Now it's turn for foreign policy. Javier Milei's plan to dollarize the economy and abolish the central bank is not the only controversial aspect of his agenda. He also has a radical vision for foreign policy, which he considers one of the main functions of the state. What are Milei's stance on Argentina's relations with other countries and international organizations? What are his criticism of the current government's foreign policy under Alberto Fernandez and Cristina Kirchner? What are his suggestions to improve Argentina's image abroad by promoting free trade agreements, joining regional blocs like Mercosur or UNASUR, and seeking dialogue with China or Russia? Milei's criticism of the current government's foreign policy. Milei has been a vocal opponent of the foreign policy of the current government under Alberto Fernandez and Cristina Kirchner. He has accused them of being subservient to China and the IMF, and of neglecting Argentina's sovereignty and dignity. He has also blamed them for the deterioration of Argentina's relations with the US and Israel, and for the isolation of Argentina from the region and the world. He has denounced their support for the Maduro regime in Venezuela and their hostility to the Bolsonaro administration in Brazil. It has also questioned their participation in regional blocs, such as Mercosur or UNASUR, which he considers ineffective and harmful for Argentina's interests. So this was all about the video. For more videos, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more videos. Thanks for watching and have a great day.